Welcome. My name is Chris B. I am a software developer with my corporation, and I'm going to demo the IFSP form for you. Now let me go over a little bit what I'm going to be showing you first. First thing I'm going to show you is the actual form, the final product. And I'm going to show you some functionality that's included in the form. And then I'm going to show you the designer, what we use to create the form primarily, and some final configuration files and the database. I hope that you'll see that it's very easily configured, and the database, once you have that all connected, it works really, really well. So what I have here is the My Forms client, and I'm going to go ahead and open the form. I have already loaded here. This is connecting to my server. One thing you should notice that when this form loads, there is no other pages available, only this lookup page. If I were to scroll down and try to do the navigation, the child lookup page is the only thing that's open. This prevents anyone trying to access any other parts of the form without proper access. First thing we're going to do, we're going to look at last name, do child lookup by last name. You could also use the FSIS number. Now for this, I included the popular characters from the TV show Seinfeld. So if I were to put an S here, and last name, you should see that children, or in this case, Seinfeld, pops up. If I were to back up, do a C, you see another one of the characters pops up. So this would be for children that are in the database. So right now we are hitting the database. I will show you later, and pulling up from the people from that database. So if I were to select one and hit go, you should notice a message box pops open that instructing you that you need to hit select which IFSP is going to be working here. So go. And then it loads into the actual form. Now, different than the lookup page, we have a number of pages accessible here, and it auto-populated data from the database according to this child. We can navigate through the form using these hotspots on the bottom. And each one of these hotspots, each one of these pages is a specific requirement for this form. You can also navigate through the bottom navigation window. There's all the possible pages available. At the signatures page, you should notice that there's some yellow boxes, and these are telling you that these are fields and must be filled out before the form can be finished. So if I were to go to finalize signature and attempt to finalize the form, you get to check that all required fields and signatures have to be completed. So not able to sign that yet. So I'm going to go back to the signature page. I'm going to go ahead and sign. Then I'll go back to the finalized signature, and I'll be able to sign, and I will be able to finalize that signature and finalize the form. Now normally the form will be filled out with all the data throughout all these pages. And what's interesting is that when you finalize the signature, all that data cannot be accessed anymore on the form. So you really are locking the data according to this child. So we're going to go ahead and finalize the signature, and it gives you another message box indicating, are you sure you would like to proceed with finalizing the signature? Data will be locked, and so we're going to say yes. Signatures finalized and data locked. Okay. So now if I were to go back and try to add information, it's not going to let me. Not any of the pages, but I can still navigate and see the information. I just can't edit it. So we're going to go ahead and finish this form, so assuming that we've filled out all the data. We're going to go ahead and finish it. And there. The form has been finished and it's been sent to the server. And a part of this workflow was a requirement that it also needed to be sent a PDF. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you that PDF that was created from that form. And there we have it right there. Now this is what we're going to talk about in a second. This is configured right now. Everything is in this video directory on the C drive. But if I were to click on this right here, George Costanza, this is the form I just created. And again, normally all this data would be filled in. And there's the signatures that were finalized. And finalized signature page last. Again, that's in this directory, and we'll go back to that in a second. Let's look at the designer real quick and show what it took to get there. Here's our designer form. Again, this form is used on Windows devices, so we did a lot of scripting on the .NET side to make this happen. But you should see that there's a number of pages, 14 on total, and then a number of PDF pages. And if we were to look at the scripting, you'll see that there's quite a bit of scripting needed to take this form. But much of this is actually auto-created when you create the form. But this is where the logic exists that does a lot of the data paths and the PDF creation and whatnot. Right, so there's your designer. Now let me show you some of the configuration files. There's only 3 configuration files needed for this form. One is a connect that this actually shows what server or what database you need to be connecting to. And this is what is here for mine. And then this one is just the export path for the PDF. Okay. And this is the logging file. So if you have some things you want to look at, debug or error, you can go back and look at the logging file. So that's all the configuration that's needed. And finally, I wanted to show you the database. This is the database that we are hitting locally to create this form. And this is what we use to test and debug. And you should see that there's the 4 characters from the show, and they're right here at this table. Well, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this, and please let us know if we can help you any further.